Ebro's walking on thin ice with this one. He's going out on the limb to try to expose who Tekashi 6ix9ine is signed to for some reason. I mean, it's been announced. I don't know. And then I don't know why he's going into these conspiracy theories. Also, Tekashi 6ix9ine responds to Joe Budden's pull-up show, which was basically 40 minutes of talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Let's get into this. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that bell, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to run ads on the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Now, I like Ebro, okay, but I don't know why he's so obsessed with Tekashi 6ix9ine right now. I think it's because he didn't have anything to do with his success in New York, because I noticed that with Cardi B, he's 100% behind her, and he even makes excuses for her for not writing her own stuff, you know. But, you know, Tekashi 6ix9ine kind of like, I know he came up trolling and everything, but you can't deny the kid's consistency and everything, and he continues to try to discredit him. Now, I'll get back to that in a second. Joe Budden had a great show called The Pull-Up. I think it's a great idea. Mano, Casanova was there, Wayno, Charlemagne the God, and they were sitting around a table just talking. Thing is, they talked for 40 minutes, the whole show, about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Casanova went off. They all had opinions. So, obviously, you know, Tekashi 6ix9ine had to chime in on this, and he reacted to it and basically just said, you know, his typical response. A bunch of grown men with families talking about a kid with rainbow hair. Laugh out loud. Think about that real quick. Well, he's trolling because he has a family, okay? And I don't know what he's talking about. Like, oh, yeah, I get his point. 40 minutes of just talking about him. It should have been a topic for 15 minutes and then moved on to the next topic. Then Ebro goes in. He says, when you found out how Tekashi 6ix9ines of the world are signed to, he's talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine, Trippie Redd. There's a few other people on this label called 10K Projects, which is run by Elliot Grange. It used to be called Strange Music, but they settled with Tech Nine, who has Strange Music. So they were called Strange Entertainment. So he agreed to change the name. It's called 10K Projects now. And Elliot Grange's father, I think it's his father, is Lucian Grange. Lucian Grange is the chairman of Universal Music Group. Okay? So what Ebro's saying here is that, you know, he's getting walked into the industry. Well, a lot of people get walked into the industry, and a lot of people get walked into the industry with the assistance of radio. Okay? I'm not saying it's payola or anything. I'm not accusing anybody of that. What I'm saying is that, you know, ad spots are bought and everything, and then, you know, take care of my artists. You know, people were part of record pools. People were part of, like, you know, DJ coalitions and things, you know, to push records. Okay? So it's kind of hypocritical for him to go into this side of things. He says, you begin to confirm the conspiracies about the perpetuation of ignorant black imagery for corporate profit. I mean, you could make that argument for the whole time. Yeah, you know, for 90s music and everything, you could say you're exploiting the projects and everything. You could say all that, but it's not true. You know, these are how these kids are living now. You know, just like how Mobb Deep and them were portraying how Queensbridge and everything was back then. And you could say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. No, I definitely know what I'm talking about with that. If you do your history, I spent not even making any money in hip-hop, was working with Mobb Deep and Cormega and everybody, not making very little, like almost nothing. It was really for the love of it. And eventually it turned into a career. I was in college when I was doing that stuff, you know, spending time in the bridge, nighttime, daytime, obviously not even knowing I was risking. I mean, that's not my environment, but, you know, I love what I was doing. So anyways, that refutes that. And then he says they are now flooding cheap, ignorant music made by circus clowns into the system to cheapen hip-hop's value. I mean, hip-hop's being cheapened all the way around. We know that. He's right. I can't ever be okay with this shit because I'm barely accepting of the ignorant stuff I know most poor black folks are not ghetto fools. They are loving, hardworking, emotionally damaged. Well, I mean, I agree that a lot of people are hardworking and trying to get through their circumstances. I've witnessed it. And then he says, see, the bad Barbie thing to me is about white kids wanting to mimic the worst aspects of black. That's not true. She's just rapping because she's famous. Anybody that's famous now, think about everybody that goes on Love and Hip Hop and everybody and everything. They all want to like rap all of a sudden, you know? Look at YouTubers rapping, you know? It's just like when you get famous, they just want to rap. Everyone wants to be rapper. Ballers want to be rappers. Rappers want to be ballers. I mean, it goes down to that. It's a weird psychic that people have. And while I've tried to be open-minded and accept all cultures have been affected by... Okay. I'm sick of hearing that argument, but I get what Ebro's saying. I think it's just a little extreme. And, you know, part of what Ebro does is trolling, but it's okay. Anyways, guys, I don't know why Ebro, so, you know, like, he really goes in on Tekashi 6ix9ine and certain people, but walks other people through the door. Which is okay. I mean, I understand. You know, he has relationships with certain people, and sometimes it'd be like that. You know, it's hard not to be in music and have, you know, like he's been in music for what, over 20 years, probably more than that. And, you know, you develop relationships, and certain people get walked through because of your relationships. I'm not saying he favors anybody or anything. It's just that I think it's just a natural human psyche. I'm guilty of it too. You know, like I have certain past relationships. Or I won't totally go in on certain people because of my past relationships with them. Nicki being one of them. Am I a little bit biased with Nicki Minaj? Yeah. I mean, I've known her since 2005, 6, you know? So, like, you know, I don't know, we're not best friends now, but we have a history of us both starting together, our careers, you know? So there's something to that, you know? But do I think she is extremely talented? Yeah, she shocked everybody, even me. You know, I knew she would be big at one point, but not like this. This is like and you know, because the odds are stacked against all of us, even me, you know, when I was coming, you know, so it's like, it's just, you know, it's just hard. But anyways, this is today's thing. Sorry, I went on a tangent, but I appreciate you guys. What do you guys think about all this? I think Ebro partly is trolling. I'll be honest with you. You know, like, Ebro knows how to stay hot out here. He's smart for that. So, anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that bell, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to run ads in the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com. I appreciate you guys, and I'll check you guys in the next video.